Let's solve some puzzles, man. Follow Byron. Yes, let's walk on the wall. Pretty cool. This game is so beautiful. We got an ancient mega structure with Athena in it. Definitely. There's my guy.
This is fascinating. They were both here, Athena and Cornelius. They had a plan. I found a file that...
Oh, you're in trouble, my guy.
I can't...
No. Overloaded.
Byron's trapped in the overload. He's failing to disconnect.
The whole system's going haywire.
1K, get out of there!
No,
Everyone
we need to
back
save
to the
him.
VTOL.
Ah, no. Byron, my guy. You're dead.
We have to go. Now, 1K, get moving.
All
We
right.
can't just leave Byron behind.
Yakut, we have no idea where he is or what's happening to him. But right now, if we stay here, we could all die.
The system's going completely bananas. Energy
Shit.
spikes everywhere.
Shit.
We'll come back for Byron, I promise.
Shit. How do I get the fuck back? No. Get the hell out of here. This shit is collapsing.
What have you done, you fools?
Pandora.
Mortals are not meant to tread these halls. Why will you not heed my warnings? I am not trying to harm you, creatures of clay. All I wish is to protect you and the rest of your kind. What more must I do to make you understand?
No, Pandora, you're lying.
If you cannot be reasoned with, I must bar your path.
No. This is all a test. We need to defy you. Move, move. Yeah, I'm moving as fast as I can. Get out of the megastructure, bang. Bang. Do not jump.
These energy emissions are messing with the VTOL systems. Okay, I think I've got it working. Get here quickly, 1K.
Byron, we're gonna save you, bro. Don't worry. Get out of here.
Come on, get in!
All right.
Get us out of here, Yakut.
Get out of here.
Okay, we're out.
Let's go.
Now what?
Looks like the southern sites are active. The readings are strangely jumbled, though.
Should I set us down?
Yes, but just to drop off Melville.
What?
We're going back to New Jerusalem.
Oh,
This situation has gotten out of control. We need to regroup. Rushing in blindly isn't going to save Byron. But we also need someone to stay here and keep an eye on things. Melville, that's you.
All right, I'll see if I can make any sense of these systems while you're gone.
Just keep a safe distance, okay?
Will do.
Good. Well, 1K, I guess it's time for you and me to take a nap.
Take a nap.
Do not lose hope, my child.
Elohim.
In these difficult moments, find solace in your friends and in the home that you share.
Alright, my guy Elohim.
Here we are. Got an
Mega
update
structure.
from Melville. The power spikes are continuing, but no news from Byron.
All right. Thank you, Yakut. You get the VTOL ready for the next trip. I'll talk to the mayor. 1K, please head over to the Museum of the Simulation and talk to Cornelius. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
Cornelius was at the megastructure and didn't say anything.
The world is full of suffering. Every living organism suffers. Animals kill other animals to eat. And it always ends with death, torn apart or wasting away. This is what surrounds us. This is what's happening outside those walls every hour of every day. It's our ethical responsibility as sentient beings to lessen suffering. That's what it means to be human. To understand that it is your duty to transform this world into something better. That's what the founder meant when she said that we can turn the world into a work of art. Despite what happened to him, Byron was right. We have to keep going.
This is blasphemy. Byron was punished for failing the founder's trials.
Shut up,
And
Tekla.
you want us to dig deeper?
Yes.
Just because you can't accept that suffering is natural and necessary?
Please, everyone, stop using the public frequency. If you want to argue, use your interface or speak in person.
Yeah. Grey skies, not as pretty as the start of the game. Wait, what quality do I have here? Performance. Let me get that quality, I think. Balanced. Better quality for me, please. What is this? Some kind of commotion. Nice, bro.
Hello.
Hello. Maybe this is open now. Yeah, it is open.
Founder's blessings.
The game.
Attention all citizens.
Attention.
The Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors.
Yes.
However, please note that due to an unauthorized strike, public transport will be temporarily unavailable. May the founder be with you.
Let me play this game, dude. Nyam.
Welcome to the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition. Oh, it's you, 1K. Please tell me, you were there when everything went sideways. Do you think Byron will be all right?
Yeah. If we find him, he'll be fine, bro.
Oh, Byron, always getting into trouble. He's been like that for 1,000 years, you know. But losing him would be terrible. But anyway, you've come to take a well-deserved break from your expedition. So let's talk about something else.
What's Gehenna?
Gehenna was a place in the simulation. A prison where Elohim exiled the minds that didn't fit his plans. In time, the prison became a community with a culture of its own.
So that was a prison. What happened to the people of Gehenna, the
In
prisoners?
the very last moments of the simulation, Elohim realized what he'd done and sent his messenger Uriel to free the prisoners. They were uploaded to the gold disc, and their legacy is part of all of us.
The gold disc. Why text adventures?
Text adventures were one of the few art forms available to the people of Gehenna. By continuing to work in that medium, we keep their memory alive.
How do you see the role of the artist in society?
I don't think the role of the artist should be reduced to any single social function. The artist isn't an educator or a moralist. Art isn't about teaching us lessons or imparting values. Nor do I think it's simply self-expression. The best art reaches out beyond the self, into something ineffable. The creative impulse can't really be quantified or predicted. That's why artistic freedom is so profoundly essential. Without the freedom to shock, to offend, to transgress, art becomes stagnant.
Alright. Let me play this. Ghosts of Atlantis by Corazon. A lyrical, atmospheric quasi-sequel to Atlantis, a classic folk created by Lilith. The original game told the story of the inundation of the mythical island, no doubt reflecting the impending fate of the citizens of Gehenna. Jefferson Goldblum and the Spectre of Modernity by Rat. Another story in the much celebrated Jefferson Goldblum shared universe originated in Gehenna. It maintains that the characteristic writing style of the series but focuses on a new set of themes. Argument Simulator. A short, punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusion it suggests? Let me see. Welcome to Argument Simulator. Start. I'ma be library assistant. Choose your argument. It's true. That's the opposite of the truth. This is obviously incorrect. No, it isn't. I can contradict you. Your contradiction is self-defeating. I question your epistemology. I question your axiomatic principles. I question your metaphysics. Let's find out what we agree on. I question your... Let's find out what we agree on. Okay, it feels like a good idea for us to understand one another better. For us to understand one another better. Game over. Thank you for playing Argument Simulator. Would you like to play again? What? What is this? Some kind of God of War puzzle, bro? I'm a big Goldblum. It's not true. I assert the opposite. This is obviously... You're wrong, bro. I can contradict you. The premise of your contradiction is itself contradictory. I question your metaphysics. Your question begs your assertion. Your side will never be right. The foundation of your thinkings are incorrect. I disagree. You're wrong. No, you are. I can contradict you. I question your axiomatic principles. Your side will never be right. You're wrong. No, you are. I can contradict you. Let's find out what we agree on. Okay, it feels like a good idea for us to understand one another better. Game over. Exit. So, a short, punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusion it suggests? Yeah, let's find out what we agree on. And not... Let's Let's not argue. Let's agree. Jefferson Goldblum and Spectre of Modernity, a true story. Start. You, Jefferson Goldblum, deftly step out of the charging pod and walk into the main lobby of the Goldblum Institute. It is a humble abode filled with a small four-seater sofa, a table, a coffee bar, and an arboretum. Ginny HD, your fiancée and a leading member of the Caserati Weistras Jazz Ensemble, greets you from the sofa while Frankie Soy Sauce waves from the coffee bar, and the Velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the arboretum on his motorcycle, wearing his green armored t-shirt. Velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the arboretum on his motorcycle, wearing his green armored t-shirt. Speak to John Malcolm. Why you have the Velociraptor on your bike? Chirp. What? And the Velociraptor John Malcolm. It's the John Malcolm is the Velociraptor. Chirp, chirps John Malcolm. You clutch your guitar, perplexed by this strange greeting. John, are you well? I'm fine, my friend, John Malcolm says as he gets out of his motorcycle. I am merely practicing the songs of my ancestors. Your ancestors? The mighty hawk and the humble red robin. As you are descended from the apes, as the dinosaurs are descended from the folk of the air. Life, my friend, is a never-ending cycle, one species rising from the ashes of the last. You are about to comment on the prodigious size of John's wisdom when a klaxon resounds throughout the Goldblum Institute. Wee wee wee. Ask John Malcolm what's happening. Ask Jeannie IG what's happening. Shut the klaxon off. Ask. Who do I ask? If a klaxon is ringing or something, is booming, resounds, so that's probably Jeannie HD can answer the question because she is in the jazz ensemble. She knows music, she knows sounds. Jeannie HD, what's happening, bro? What? Shout Jeannie HD. I can't hear you, Jefferson. The klaxon, it's too loud. Oh, what a dreadful racket. She waves one of her bandages in a feminine manner. You need to shut it off. Shoot the klaxon. Shut the klaxon off. Play your guitar, dude. You unsling your guitar from your back and check the strings to make sure that they are in the proper order. Then you take a heroic stance, with your chest puffed out, your legs splayed wide, and your guitar held heroically aloft. You play a chord, a perfect chord, followed by another equally perfect chord, and another, and another. As always, all the chords that you play are perfect. This is your greatest burden. Mollified, the klaxon shuts itself off. Alright. You turn from the now silent central computer console and look at your team who are all gazing back at you with varying levels of wonderment in their eyes. Ask why the klaxon was blaring. John Malcolm dismounts his motorcycle with an air of certainty and queries the central computer console with shoe taps of his reptilian claws upon the keyboard. It seems, John Malcolm says, that the sensors have detected a threat of galactic magnitude. Oh no, cries Ginny HD while Frankie Soy Sauce drops his cup of joe in fear. Wait. What's the third guy? Frankie Soy Sauce is drinking coffee. Check John's findings. Even a first cursory glance at the central computer console reveals that John Malcolm is right. The klaxon is indeed a warning you of an unparalleled threat to both human world and the denizens of the ninth dimension. Jefferson, what is it? You say with neutron star-like gravity. The specter of modernity, Genie HD, it's coming for us. The silence that follows your proclamation is only penetrated by Genie HD gasp and the porcelain sound of Frankie Soy Sauce freshly brewed Java hitting the floor. Ask what the specter is. Ask what the specter is. What is the specter of modernity, you ask while tuning your guitar for the coming battle. I'm glad that you asked, answered John Malcolm. As you all well know, for I have told this tale many times, my people have feared for many millennia that this day would come. John Malcolm smoothed the feathers along his long neck with his claws. Tell him to continue. The specter, as you also know, will bring an end to the old and bring in a new era of unparalleled technological advancement until there is no space left in the world for such cherished human and dinosaurian qualities like love, creativity, the ability to taste umami, loyalty and friendship. The circle of renewal will end and we will only move forward at an ever accelerating pace until we reach the limits of existence itself. Ask when the spectre will arrive. The spectre of modernity travels at the speed of time itself, says John Malcolm gravely. It has already arrived, Jefferson. We just haven't encountered it yet. Frankie Soy Sauce turned from the coffee maker, a fresh cup of battery acid clutched carefully in his human fingers. We must do something, Jefferson. I do not care for you, mommy, but if the spectre takes away my ability to taste coffee, I don't know whatever I will do. Reassure him that it will be all over. All tastes are precious to us, Frankie. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and yes, also umami. What the hell is umami? We shan't surrender any of them, for they are what renders us human. Take action. Don't let the spectre come. Friends, human, dinosaurs, countrymen, possessed by a sudden urge to act, you jump up on the coffee maker, much to Frankie Soy Sauce's dismay. We cannot let this threat to our very way of life go unanswered. No, we must stand against this spectre and not yield until we are victorious. Will you stand with me? Yes, my darling, anything for human world, cries Genie. HD, friend, you know that I will stand by you until the bitter end, adds John Malcolm solemnly. For coffee, shouts Frankie Soy Sauce, and for love. But, asks Genie HD after the shouting and swearing of fealty is done, how will we prevail? The spectre of modernity is too powerful for you to fight it on your own. Of course she is right, as she usually is. Wait, I get to bring one guy? Well, I'm definitely bringing the dinosaur with me. He's the strongest one. Ah, Jefferson, I'm honored that you would choose me as your companion on this quest, flapping his flightless, sparsely feathered arms in gratitude. Together we will defeat the spectre of modernity, and our adventures will live on in song for generations to come. Tell me, friend Jefferson, where shall I take us on my motorcycle? Go and confront the spectre of modernity. When you approach the layer of the spectre of modernity, you decide to leave your companion behind, knowing that you cannot risk another life in this final confrontation. Sometimes heroes have to stand alone. Yes, okay. Enter the mechanical layer. Inside the mechanical layer, the spectre of modernity waits for you, sitting translucently on a titanium throne. The spectre of modernity, you murmur through gritted teeth. We meet at last. You are mistaken, Professor Dr. Goldblum, the spectre of modernity says. We have met many times before. I am your father and your mother. Please clarify. Request clarification. What is this? Forsen? Who do you think inspired you to add the power of electricity to your guitar? Who upgraded Genie from SD to HD? My Genie went from standard definition to high definition. who indeed deciphered the mathematical secrets of the chords. That arcane knowledge upon which some of your greatest adventures depend. I was your ally all along, Jefferson. The foul wizard of crime has conspired to turn you against me. Who the hell is wizard of crime? It was he who enchanted your klaxon. That actually makes a lot of sense. Sorry. Attack this guy, dude. The specter of modernity laughs. Foolish human, you cannot defeat me. I shall conquer you and drag human world and the ninth dimension into the future, kicking and screaming. All that is holy will be profaned, and there will be progress if it's the last thing I do. I think you say coolly that the last thing you should do is die, flail about uselessly. You cannot stand against me, foolish human, the spectre says with another laugh. All the powers you have ever had were my gifts to you, even your precious guitar, and with that it squishes you like an ant. The human world and the ninth dimension are doomed to eternal forward march, until finally all that is solid melts into thin air. Game over. Forward march, yeah. We failed the humanity. We are going to the technological advancement without an end. What is this now? Dedicated to the people of Gehenna. Gently, your ship touches down on the land that once was the Isle of Atlantis, which in the days before the waters receded lay deep under the Sea of Atlas. You have come to find the last legacy of your ancestors. The red sun burns bright in the sky, scorching the dying earth. Begin your pilgrimage. Journey to the Broken Tower, journey to the Temple of the Owl, journey to the Temple of Serpents, journey to the ancient farmlands. Let's head over to the ancient farmlands. This soil used to be rich, life-giving. Generations of humans really relied on it to survive. Then the waves came, and after the waves, the dying sun. Now that all life is gone, something has been revealed underneath the soil. A city of unimaginable antiquity. The ghost of the farmer waits in its ruins. Speak to the farmer. This city is older than the capital, the ghost tells you. It is older than Atlantis itself, when our most distant ancestors huddled in terror before thunder and lightning. This city was already old, and yet this city is not foreign to us. We too are its citizens. He looks directly at you, and there is a light in his eye that is not of this world. Are you willing to swear fealty to this city across the boundaries of time and space? Which city, bro? We are in the Atlantis now. Gently your ship touches down on the land that once was the Isle of Atlantis. I am not willing to swear fealty to the city. Then the city will not be there for you when you need it, and you will fail, but you are young, so very young. You will find the city elsewhere in time and have another opportunity. The ghost fades into nothingness. Continue. Journey to the Lost Shore. Your journey takes you to a wasteland that was once a beach where children from the Atlantean capital of Luna came to play. Here stands the ghost of the poet, contemplating the dying sun that fills the sky. Speak to him. I never completed my great work. There were too many priests and censors who interfered, who did not allow me to create what I intended because they feared the free and true expression of poetic genius. And then came the earthquakes and the waves, and long ages under the sea, and now this time of burning death. Yet still I long for its completion, and my soul imagines what could have been. You must accept that your work cannot be finished. You are dead. You must refuse to accept your death and find a way of completing the great work. All art is irrational. It is not the opposite of reason, but beyond reason. And so it's defiance of death, even by the dead themselves. We are grown, we do not exist, and yet we refuse to surrender. Perhaps that is what is called faith. Ask the poet to join you. Thank you, I have remained too long in this place. Continue. Journey to the Broken Tower. On the northern shores of the island, where the frozen ocean once stretched to the horizon, stand the remains of a tower. Here lived a great magician who advised the king of Atlantis in matters of the sublime. Approach the tower. There is very little left of the once impressive structure. To anyone else, it would be a pile of rubble covered in black, dried-out moss. But you can see a glimpse of its past, of the craft that went into its making. By the tower stand the ghost of the magician waiting for you. Speak. A great marvel was revealed to me in this tower, the magician says, a glimpse of the sublime. And though I am dead and my soul has spent an eon under the sea, that vision is not lost to me. Even now I could summon it, and reveal it fully. He pauses. If I do, I will finally witness the sublime in all its glory. He says, but I believe that in this moment my soul will be annihilated. Is that a fate I should embrace or reject? Annihilation of the self is liberty. Annihilation of the self is a sin. But rejecting the quest for the sublime is also a sin, the magician says, hesitant. Our grasping for the sublime is what makes us more than animals. Then find another way to witness the sublime without being annihilated. If the sublime requires us to destroy our essence, it's not worth it. Make your own sublime instead. The magician laughs out loud, startled by your suggestions. Make up my own, how unambitious, he chortles. And yet, what an idea, what a fascinatingly mad idea, so mad that perhaps it's worth trying. Ask the magician to join you. I will join you gladly. I would like to see some of the wonders you have brought from the sky. Continue. Journey to the Temple of the Owl. The sun grows bigger and brighter. Time is running short. Your next stop is the Temple of the Owl, the greatest scientific institution of old Atlantis. Here the ancients tried to understand the secret laws of the cosmos, although their studies did not advance far enough to prevent their fate. The ghost of the scientist awaits you in the ruins. Speak to the scientists. I have not rested in death, the scientist tells you. In fact, death has provided ample opportunity for study. I have learned much about the machinery of creation. He hesitates. I would like to join you, but I fear that the truth I have discovered will offend and outrage many. Tell him the truth matters more than anything. Tell him that outrage should not prevent compassion. Tell him that the time of such outrage has passed. Tell him the truth. The truth matters more than anything. I don't know if it matters, but once it is known, it cannot be ignored. Still, if you believe it matters, then it does, and I will join you. Continue. Journey to the Temple of Serpents. You make your way to the Temple of Serpents, which once was the greatest hospital in all of Atlantis. The sick and the injured came here from all across the island, hoping that salvation could be found in its halls. All that is left of the temple is a labyrinth of low walls, and the ghost of the physician waiting for you. It is faint, barely visible. Speak to the physician. I worked here day and night for many years, and I saved countless lives, the physician says, and yet, of all the lives that I saved, only one survived the death of the island, a young messenger who escaped on one of the ships thanks to another sacrifice. And I have wondered many times since, was my work in vain? The burden of this question is eroding my soul. All things are in vain unless we choose to believe differently. I think all lives are worth saving. You are right. My burden is not eased by this truth, but I cannot surrender to oblivion. He becomes more visible. I ask the physician to join you. I will join you. There is still good I can do, even as a ghost. It is good to see you, brother. Continue your pilgrimage. Journey to the palace. The palace once stood in the very heart of Luna, the capital of Atlantis. Here the greatest artists and craftsmen of that long-forgotten era built marvels and luxuries that would astound even a traveler from the distant future. But these things, like everything else, are gone now. Only a single remnant of the Atlantean world remains, though it is perhaps the most precious, a great mosaic telling the history of Atlantis. Before it waits the ghost of the king. Speak to the king. I tried to be a good man, to be kind, to balance justice with mercy, to honor your gods, to honor the gods, to support the peasant and the scholar alike, and yet I failed. Why? You failed because you were immoral, and Mother Earth punished you. All kings must fail, but it is not your fault that you were born a king. You did not fail. We are here. You failed because you put yourself above us and hoarded luxury. You did not fail. All kings must fail, but it is not your fault that you were born a king. We are here. You did not fail. The king is comforted by your words. You speak kindly. I know that I am not without blame, but in the end I choose to save others before myself, so perhaps you are right, and I did not fail entirely. Ask the king to join you. I will join you, but only as a man. Examine the mosaic. The mosaic is a work of superb beauty, a great work of history and humanity. In it you see reflected all the hardship, tragedy, hope, triumph, and heartbreak of your ancestors. This is what you came to find. Retrieve the mosaic. You cannot retrieve the mosaic alone. The forces of time are too powerful, and the strength of a single person is not enough. Ask the whole ghost for help. Even with the help of the ghost, you cannot entirely pry the mosaic loose from the morass of history, but you succeed at removing a large part depicting the golden age of the island. It will have to do. Return to your ship. A strange, bittersweet feeling fills your heart as you return to your ship. You did not fail, yet so much was lost. Could you have done better? Should you have? As the end engulfs the earth, you wonder what will be remembered of your own time. It's good enough. Legendary. We got a legendary large part depicting the golden age of the island. This is legendary. Alright. That was fun. Was?
Welcome back, 1K. Thanks again for signing that petition. Unfortunately, as you can see, it wasn't enough.
What's going on?
Yesterday, there was a sudden brownout in the grid, and we almost had a derailment. We've been warning the mayor for months, and all he ever gives us is waffle about the goal. This can't go on.
That's true. I fully support you. I think what you're doing is wrong. The city needs stability right now. I agree with you, but your methods are wrong. I fully support you, my man.
Thank you. Your support means a lot to us. We need to get through to people.
Did you hear Atal's speech?
I heard it 15 times when he was practicing it. I think Atal, like many of us, feels that the time for change is long overdue. The technology you uncovered on the island is the final catalyst for that change, or it should be.
The technology you uncovered on the island is the final catalyst for that change, or it should be. Fine.
Good luck.
Thank you. Helga.
1K. What can I do for you?
Let me get that internal monologue.
That one comes with the following disclaimer. Internal monologue was discontinued as a default feature in new builds. Constant self-commentary is not recommended for all customers. But I can switch yours on for 10 credits if you're sure you want it.
Get me that shit, man.
As you wish. I'm uploading the new settings now. Do you hear anything?
Why is she staring at me? I don't hear anything. Not sure this is working. Wait, no. This is new. I didn't used to think in words like this. It's like there's this little translator turning all my thoughts into some kind of ongoing narrative. It's kind of relentless. How do you make it stop? Do I just not think? I'll try that.
Omega Lulu.
Is it working? No, still describing everything in words. This is starting to be
A bit overwhelming, isn't it? I turned mine off long ago, but some of the older folk learned to live with it. Sure you want it?
Yes.
That's fortunate. Because we couldn't pull that thing out of you without taking half of you with it. It'll mostly run in the background. Just don't think about it too hard.
Wait, is this internal monologue me? Or some kind of virus? Am I a life form which learned to describe itself? Or a parasite which survives by providing a narrative service to its host?
That would be cool.
Hold on, she's going to say something else.
So, something else perhaps?
Let me get future prediction.
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see.
Not today, thank you.
So, something else perhaps?
Inner peace for 1000 credits.
Whoa. Inner peace doesn't come cheap. Come back when you've got 1000 credits.
Alright.
So, something else perhaps?
Bye bye.
Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer feedback? Are you satisfied with what I've given you?
Yeah.
Yes. You understand. Words manifest the reality they describe. When you name something, you create it. Our minds are algorithms, and the right sequence of language can change our underlying code. With that in mind, I hope you have a good day. Please come back if you need any.
Alright.
Else.
Where is my internal monologue? Wait, social media. The expedition of the Founder Island has suffered a serious setback as all contact with Byron was lost during a foray into the interior of the megastructure. Byron is assumed to be alive but trapped within a data stream overload and unable to disconnect. General sources in the government expressed a lack of surprise at this turn of events, citing the first companion's history of rash behavior. Hopefully this gets people thinking about the dangers of populism. One source told me, it's been alarming to see people suddenly falling for this utopian foolishness. my guy Byron having enemies. I'm very happy to announce that Henna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors. Come play the three winning works at the Henna Memorial Pavilion. Finally, wonderful, nice. Will this be made available through the interface? Yes, after the exhibition over. The pessimist is commonly spoken of as the man in revolt. He is not, firstly, because it requires some cheerfulness to continue in revolt, and secondly, because pessimism appeals to the weaker side of everybody, and the pessimist therefore drives as roaring trait as the publican. The person who is really in revolt is the optimist, who generally lives and dies in desperate and suicidal effort to persuade all the other people how good they are. It has been proved 100 times over that if you really wish to enrage people and make them angry, even unto death, the right way to do it is to tell them that they are all the sons of God. Jesus Christ was crucified, it may be remembered, not because of anything he said about God, but a charge of saying that the man could in 3 days pull down and rebuild the temple. Every one of the great revolutionists from Asaya to Shelley
Founder's blessings, 1K.
Have been optimists. They have been indignant, not about the badness. No, they have been what? Every one of the great revolutionists from Asaya to Shelley have been optimists. They have been indignant, not about the badness of existence, but about the slowness of man in realizing its goodness. The prophet who is stoned is not a brawler or a marplot. He is simply a rejected lover. He suffers from unrequited attachment to things in general. Rip Byron? Too long didn't read? Rip Byron, we don't know that he's dead. He may just be lost. He could still be saved. I was gonna say something sarcastic, but you know what? In the spirit of optimism, I really hope so. Where is my internal monologue? Log. Hey, Cornelius. Wait, what? Purple?
Dude, you're back from the island!
Yeah, dude.
So glad you're okay, dude. Especially after what happened to Byron.
How's the situation in New Jerusalem?
Lately, a lot of folks have been saying maybe that Byron dude is right after all. Like, maybe to really be excellent to each other, we have to build something new and bodacious. What will happen now that he's had that bogus accident?
Yeah. Have you ever met Cornelius?
Yeah. They come here all the time. He's a wise dude. I've asked him a lot of dumb questions, and he's always taken the time to answer them.
Have a nice day, dude. Alright, Cornelius.
Oh, 1K. What are you doing here?
Wait, that's Neith. I'm looking for Cornelius.
Ah, I assume it has something to do with your expedition?
Hell yeah.
I must admit I haven't been following the news. Sorry, been a little lost lately.
Get me Cornelius up in here. Cornelius seemed to have been at the mega structure with Athena.
Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise. They were very close, you know. After she disappeared, he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said. To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron.
Where the Cornelius
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about something, but he wasn't responding to my messages. So I came here to talk to him, and he seems to have vanished.
Any idea where he might have gone?
No. The truth is that for the longest time, he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past.
Did you check his house?
I did, on my way here. And I messaged most of his other friends. He doesn't seem to be anywhere in the city at all.
Can I access his terminal?
I suppose so. It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right?
Right? That's all?
Good luck with everything, 1K.
1K. Notes. Lab location inaccessible, deliberate, unclear. User profile? Yes. Gold puzzles as barrier? Yes. Hidden as self-protection? Likely. External help for upload? Yes. Ask Herman? No. Trust 1K? Undecided. Applicable to Calvin? No. Applicable to Sarabai with no Emma? Yes. Trust 1K? Undecided. Rec final.
So this is what Cornelius was working on? Strange. It looks a bit like the blueprints for the Somnodrome, but no, it's not quite that. Is he trying to isolate something in the buffer? Maybe Melville can make sense of it, but I think this might be a dead end.
I need to finish up with the mayor. You can head back to the VTOL whenever you're ready. I'll meet you there. No rush, though.
Such a beautiful game. What is this guy?
Are you enjoying our gardens?
Yes.
All the great secrets are right there, you know. You can watch the tiniest of seedlings grow, flourish, and die. But it's the pattern of all things that you're really seeing.
You have a flair for the dramatic.
I suspect we see the world through quite different lenses. Sometimes I imagine myself as an old oak tree. I watch the life which grows around me. I see the ivy, the moss, the fungi, leaching my nutrients as they go. And I don't blame them. I'm delighted by how life seems so different from me can somehow be the same as me. This old oak tree drinks water from the ground. They drink their water from me. They shrivel and die in a single season. But I shrivel and die over centuries. What kind of plant would you be, I wonder?
Let me tell you, man. I would be an ancient I would be a root vegetable, man.
So you're modest and robust. You're clearly interested in our ancestors' rituals of utility. But that's exactly what I thought you were. You see, these patterns, they flow through all of us the same. Yet they always come out different.
Thanks for talking with me. I have to get going.
Thank you for stopping by, 1K. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Sikla.
Founder bless you, 1K. Now is the time of our great testing. The deceiver Byron has been slain, and we must turn away from the path of sin or suffer the same fate.
Get the hell out of here. I don't agree with Byron, but he's not a deceiver and he's not dead.
Oh, You have a kind heart, 1K. I admire that. But the values that Byron preaches are evil, even if he himself does not understand that. To violate the Earth with our human filth is an unforgivable sin.
Shut up. I agree that we need limits, but you've twisted that idea into something ugly. You're so annoying. I'm genuinely thinking Byron might be right after all. I'll think about what you said. Being wrong doesn't make Byron evil.
Intent does not magically make consequences go away. Never forget that, 1K.
Stupida Tekla. Get the hell out of here.
Hello again, 1K.
Hello.
These are strange days we're living through, aren't they? It seems to me that we're slowly remembering the lessons Alexandra Drennan tried to teach us. Trying to actually live up to the legacy of our ancestors.
I'm not sure it's the right direction, though.
I'm sorry you see it that way. It's easy to turn away from Drennan's view of humanity. Hope requires hard work to maintain.
What would Alexandra Drennan think about the goal? What would Alexandra Drennan do about the megastructure? What would Alexandra Drennan tell us to do? What would Alexandra Drennan do about this megastructure?
The same thing she'd do with any technology. Discover how it works and apply that knowledge for the common good.
Think about the goal?
I think it would make her very, very sad.
What would Alexandra Drennan tell us to do?
She worked to the very last moment of her life to ensure that we had free will. I don't think she would tell us anything.
I should go, dude.
Have a nice day.
Skibidi toilet. Who's this? Rat.
"1K, you're back.
How you been, Dosicles?
Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about that replication technology you found. You have to get hold of it, 1K. You have to. If you don't, I think I'm gonna die of loneliness. And I think this whole city's gonna slowly suffocate. I mean, do you really think the founder would have designed such a large city if she intended for us to stop at 1,000 inhabitants? That's not even enough to fill a village.
I promise that I'll do my best.
Thanks. I don't know how much longer I can go on feeling like this.
Pet the cat. Yes. Where is the architect?
"1K, welcome back.
Is it okay if I ask you something? Lately, I've been feeling kind of insecure, seeing the pictures of the megastructure that your team sent. I've started wondering whether the dome is kind of pointless.
True.
The dome was meant to contain us, contain our impact. That's what the founder intended, right? But did she? If she did, why would she build the megastructure?
We were meant to defy her.
Mayor Hermanubis said the same thing. I didn't entirely believe it, but if you say so too, and you've seen the place, maybe that's what it is. Thanks for the chat. I hope you find Byron.
Yeah, me too. Reach for the stars. Curiosity was make us human. Let me get in here. Speak to somebody. No more dialogue. Fine, let's go to the megastructure. Wait, what the hell is this?
What can I do for you, 1K?
Where Cornelius
If
had
it's
gone?
true that he knew where Athena was, then he's gone back to the island. There's no way he'd ever leave her. He must have some kind of plan. But I don't know more than that. He's been very private these last few centuries.
Last few centuries. Be right back, guys. puzzles. A cat. Legendary secret Easter egg. We gotta follow the cat. It will lead us to the very nice secret. Definitely a secret. Come on. Go faster. Dude. Get me to the Easter egg or something. Where the hell are you going? Ah, you go in circles. Bye bye.
Founder's blessings, 1K.
We must listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers, or we will fail the Founder's trial. The megastructure must be rejected.
Get the hell out of here. Maldok, listen to
You are
the
the
ancient.
Founder's chosen, but you are in grave danger of going astray. Heed my words, 1K. If you fail this trial, a year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
And you know this how?
Anyone can see the truth if they are willing to open their eyes. Have you not read the books of our ancestors? In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief. That is what all the great ancient visionaries foresaw.
I don't care.
Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility and avoid ambition.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. When you can no longer imagine a better future, you cannot build one.
The very idea of a better future is what's rotten. That is what the ancients were trying to tell us. All the problems of the world come from those who think the world needs to be improved.
The very idea of a better future is what's rotten. This is why the ancients were trying to tell us. All the problems of the world come from those who think the world needs to be improved. Shut up. So we shouldn't even try to make things better.
Progress is a fantasy. Things never truly change. All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
Listen to the ancient writers. We must be humble. Shut up.
Could you join us for a quick debrief? Attending today are advisors from engineering, the archive scholars, and Helga.
Helga.
Yes, don't mind me. I'm just an admirer of governmental transparency.
Yes, well. While the mayor is briefed by Alcatraz, he's asked us to review recent events. Byron's loss has unsettled us all. It may be too dangerous to allow this expedition to continue.
That island is one big puzzle that's halfway solved. We can't quit now.
It is all deliciously mysterious, isn't it?
Let's not forget the dam's falling apart. We can't depend on hydro forever. With just a fraction of the power that island can generate, we could grow this city into a planetary society.
Or, quite possibly, destroy ourselves in the process.
Why you looking at me like that? We should trust ourselves to make good of this opportunity. We should beware of the fate. We should beware the fate of those who wield power beyond their reckoning. What? We have more important matters to discuss. We should trust ourselves to make good of this opportunity.
Wise words from one so young. Yet I submit that island holds secrets far more valuable than mere energy generation.
What could be more important?
The Somnodrome, of course. If we could find a working model, it would herald a sea change in our moral and self-understanding. The question of how we should build New Jerusalem would simply be moot.
I agree. We need the Somnodrome.
Thank you. My own studies prove that we operate on an intrinsic moral logic. It's what makes us human. But our access to it is only indirect. Our ancestors created art, philosophy, and parable to help bridge that gap. The Somnodrome would help us to cut out the middleman and ask the source directly. We would finally have an answer to the great moral questions.
So, it's a newfangled way to make the same old mistake of judging who's good and who's bad.
We're fortunate 1K preserved the Somnodrome for our study. Initial data suggests it was a prototype with substantial design flaws. But there may be a working device elsewhere on the island.
Then the question is, what would 1K do if they found it?
I would let the government decide. I would keep an open mind. I would let the scholars investigate. I would share it with people. I would use it myself, then see how I feel. I would share it with the people.
Exactly right. Knowledge belongs to us all.
If knowledge is our goal, the scholar's careful study would be more fruitful.
You all sound so sure of what's best for this city. Do you ever think you might be so busy changing the world for the better, you'll forget how to see that it's perfect already?
So clearly there are different perspectives in the room. The only way we are going to move forward is if the team gets back out there. 1K, I believe Alcatraz is waiting for you at the VTOL. We'll be keeping an eye on your stream from here.
Bye-bye. Where are you going?
What can I do for you, 1K?
We have to rescue Byron. What do you think about technologies we discovered?
They all sound very promising, of course. Apparently, it's possible to just magic things into existence now. But what is the cost, 1K? There's always a cost.
We have to rescue Byron.
I agree. We can't just leave one of our most important citizens in that death trap.
Bye.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Politician.
What did the mayor say?
I convinced him that we need to keep going until we found Byron.
Did he want us to leave him behind?
No, he's just concerned for our safety. And he's right to be. But we're going back anyway.
Sleep mode.
Great trials lie ahead of you, my child. But your choices will determine the future.
Amazing.
Melville, are you receiving?
Yep. Welcome back to the mysterious island, everyone.
How's the situation?
Whatever Byron did seems to have sent the whole system into some kind of lockdown. I can't access any of the terminals, although I suspect 1K still could.
Why would that be the case?
When 1K connected to the data stream, the system assigned him a user profile. The rest of us are locked out. which means I'll need your help, 1K, because a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Check it out and see what you can fix. But please remember, what matters most is finding Byron.
Let's do some puzzles finally. 1 hour into the stream and we haven't done a single puzzle. We need to do it now. South. Verdant Canyon. South 1. Let's start at the south 1. The heavily eroded cliffs of the southern coast are surrounded by azure waters and dominated by a particularly unusual tower. Let me travel to that, man.
Okay, I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should allow you to detect which files will lead to a data stream overload. Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact, I'm going to need you to search for more. I'm sorry about that. But if we're going to unlock all the systems that aren't responding, you'll have to connect to the data stream, possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
Fine. I'll just overload my systems for you. Oh. Canyon. We're in America now. The Grand Canyon. A very beautiful architectural marvel.
All right, 1K. In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the tetromino bridges. That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower. Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Connect to this data stream in a lab. No, I wanna do the first puzzle first, because I crave the puzzles right now. Phase entry. What? Teleport. Teleportation device. Take teleporter. Teleport. That's crazy. I already know what to do. We need to put this here, put the teleportator on top of the hexahedron and launch it over there, and then I will teleport. Teleporter cannot go through here, but what we can do is put teleporter over here, send it, teleport, go. Where is the thing? This puzzle is puzzling me. Oh, I can grab this and go teleport. Fine. That's absolutely fine. Goodbye, teleporter. What? But how do I... Oh, we grab the fan and teleport. Very nice. Because at this point, why not? In some ways, teleportation is one of less surprising things we've found here, in that at least particle teleportation was known to be theoretically possible. Of course, that's still miles away from these teleporters, which operate on principles that simply contradict what we know of physics. The transfer of matter from one location to another is instantaneous without an observable wormhole or similar effect. There is, however, a release of exotic particles in the instant of teleportation which decay within fractions of a second. Only 1K can access the system, although he's also locked out of admin functionality. Teleportation device. What if we do this? We can't. You, what the hell are you talking about, Melville?
Yes.
What's going on with the megastructure systems?
I suspect Byron is still logged in, and his presence has thrown everything out of whack. Entire subsystems are locked down, and everything that depends on those subsystems is disrupted.
Have you heard of anything from Byron at all?
There was a short burst of noise on the frequency we used to communicate, but that could have been anything.
What can you tell me about Cornelius?
He taught me a lot when I was young. Nowadays, people just know him as the museum curator, but back then, he was closely involved with every engineering project, and he was brilliant. When he encountered a problem, he'd always remain calm and keep working at it until he found a solution. I wish I could be that patient.
Why didn't Athena and Cornelius just both vanish together?
If I had to guess, I'd say so that Cornelius could still go back for anything they needed. He was always leaving on expeditions anyway, looking for materials for his projects.
I should get back to work. Connect to the data stream in the lab. In the laboratory.
Father, I updated the Noema algorithm. It's working twice as fast now, and I think I can increase matter output by 25% if I tweak the modulator a little. I'm so excited.
Nice to meet you. So excited. I'm Cornelius.
Oh, Dad, this is science.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for the right moment.
Let me get that palm reader. Chernyshevsky. Oh, man. The question of our relationship with our nature has bedeviled us in the earlier days of our species. Since before the first city was built, we felt that there was something different about us. Animals we intuited were part of nature, we were not. But of course, humans clearly are the products of nature, whose history intertwined with that of every other species. In fact, the very notion of the unnatural is a contradiction in terms. Everything that exists must, by definition, be natural. So this view, no matter how common, is deeply paradoxical. This paradox has produced a great deal of confusion. Some proclaim us chosen by a divine power set above all other creatures and are justly accused of arrogance. Others proclaim us sinners worse than other creatures and are rightly accused of misanthropy. Others yet try to oppose this binary by saying that we are merely animals after all. By that too is manifestly wrong, in that no other animal is capable of having this conversation. It is the contentious issue of our impact on the ecosphere that an answer may be found. Others animals have accidentally terraformed the planet before driving other species to extinction. This is not unnatural. If we continued our current path even to the point of changing the climate enough to cause the collapse of civilization, that would be entirely in keeping with how animals behave. But there is one profound way in which we are not like animals. We can learn to understand ourselves and the world. It is the knowledge that makes us fundamentally different. We have choices, we have control. There are many today who are afraid of the consequences of control and would prefer to return to a state of animal ignorance, whether by blinding ourselves to the impact of our actions or by demanding we humble ourselves before nature. This is the response of an adult in crisis who wishes for a return to childhood, but this can only ever be regressive in every sense of the word. To resolve the paradox of nature, we must act as adults, accept our power, and act consciously and deliberately in shaping the world. We must become nature, and nature must become human. This is the heart of the matter. Lifting up the world rather than lowering ourselves. But why do so many people so badly want to lower themselves? Athena, oh my god, everyone is wrong in this dome, man. What do they want to, or is it simply a convenient pose to strike? I think it's convenient for them. From Miranda to Athena. We upgraded the lab with my new designs. Synthesizing some of the pieces took longer than expected. We still have some bugs to iron out when it comes to complex structures, but it worked. Now the labs are safer and prettier. Although Father says they look too much like spaceships, I don't like it. Do you? Trevor, speak to me.
Today, we were delighted to be visited by a bunch of protesters, these voluntary extinction weirdos who think we're creating soulless monstrosities that will destroy the planet. They broke into the facility and started yelling at everyone. Fun, 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 right? Then one of them lunged at Alex. Big mistake. Chernyshevsky grabbed the guy and literally threw him across the room. I mean, almost threw him all the way off the dam. After that, the rest of them had a change of heart. Now, I'm telling you this because mostly it is not like that. But these people do exist. And somewhere in their shriveled little souls, they think that they're doing the right thing. They think they're being righteous. Now to me, what Alex is trying to do is an obvious good. But that's not the same for everyone.
Connect. How did I get here? I wanted to go over there. Connect to the data stream in lab. Where the hell is the laboratory? Laboratory. Oh, laboratory. Some rustic pipes. Who is this?
Look at this place.
Alcatraz.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Mesmerizing. That's how it lures you in, I think. You see all these beautiful things and your imagination starts working overtime. And then the puzzles, the towers, the mysterious apparitions, it all draws you further in, deeper into the trap. What if that's the whole point of this place? What if every time you have one of those visions, another little bit of you is corrupted?
Corruption.
Overwritten with the hubris of this place.
I don't care. My mind is my own.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest you were, whatever it is I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just disappointed in myself.
Why?
Byron needs me. You all need me to do my job, and I can't even use a terminal. If this is all really the work of the founder, I don't know, maybe she lost her way. Or maybe we're just not ready.
We're ready.
But once we find Byron, I suggest we get the hell out of here and never come back.
No, dude. We gotta come back. What's over here? A guitar. Data stream overload. Let me explore this place. Exploring, exploring. What's here? From Thikla. You have been passed and still there is nothing but silence. Years have passed and still there's nothing but silence. Have we sinned? Have you abandoned us for our arrogance, our greed? Some of the others continue to build. I told them not to, but they do not listen to me. Byron is the worst of them. He disrespects you constantly, spreading his lies and something. Please know that there are those who remain faithful and who respect the limits you set and seek wisdom and humility as you thought. We may win the next election. Perhaps then you will return. Oh my god, Tekla, you are so deep into this Athena business, founder business. You are so deep. Trebuchet to Athena. Founder, I was born in the early days of New Jerusalem. I never knew you well. This is not your fault. I have become so focused on improving the dam that I didn't develop much in the way of social relationships, except perhaps with Melville. That doesn't mean I wasn't happy. I was in fact extremely content. I like to solve complex problems in peace and quiet. That's who I am. But now the pleasure I used to get out of my work has faded. I may not need a lot of company, but I want to work to be meaningful, to contribute. It does not feel like that anymore. And when I suggest new projects, the mayor acts like I'm committed a crime, like I should be ashamed. I do not like this. I do not care about social issues or debates. I do not want to get involved. I just want to be able to keep working on making things better. Please fix this situation. Paying the price. From the introduction to Portraits of Martyrs, the list of people condemned for advocating new ideas is long and depressing. Ignaz Semmelweis, utterly destroyed for just suggesting doctors wash their hands. Ludwig Boltzmann, ridiculed for suggesting the existence of atoms. Robert H. Goddard, mocked for arguing that a rocket could reach the moon. Al-Razi, attacked for questioning the existence of humors. Humors? Humor. Barbara McClintock, discovery of transposition ignored for years. The list goes on and on and on. And we haven't even touched on what's happening to those who suggest political rather than scientific improvements. Even when they succeed, they often still pay with their lives. These days, the idea of progress is frequently derided as yet another narrative, identified with the establishment by critics who curiously portray themselves as rebels. But the truth is that every step forward that humanity has ever taken has enormous personal cost. That means it's even more important to stand up for the truth because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. It does, but what is the right way of doing it? Many died for the truth without accomplishing anything. Maybe we just have to do what's right and trust the universe. Yeah. ignored from Thuya. Dear Founder, everything has gotten so much worse since you left. We keep pursuing the goal, but our lives are getting less happy. When the weather is dry and the dam runs low, there is nothing to do in the whole city. Things don't get fixed anymore. We even had to dismantle the cinema. I know it was frivolous and pointless when we just watched video files, but it was fun to go watch movies together like people used to do. I believe in your wisdom, Founder. I believe we have to avoid hurting the planet like our ancestors did, but I don't know if the mayor is doing what you would have wanted. Isn't there another way of reaching the goal? Please, I know you left for a reason, but I don't think we can go on this way. 2B Talos Principle. Straton of Stregiera. You have made quite the catalogue of horrors, Straton. Children dying in their mothers' arms, cities perishing by plague, and even animals living without peace or happiness. Why must we listen to this? You know I have just eaten a heavy dinner. Because these things which are ugly must be confronted for us to reach the truth. You spoke of justice earlier, Amintus, but are these things just? They are not. Then you must admit the universe itself is not just. If gods exist, then they do not bend the world to their own will. Rather, the universe proceeds as a machine, following its rules. Justice and virtue are human inventions. Are you saying justice and virtue are therefore illusory and should be abandoned? The opposite, my friend. It is mankind alone that can impose these values upon this machine. It remains unclear whether Straton believed in the gods or used them as solely as metaphors. His work on the deities is no longer extant. Tantalizingly, Diogenes Laertius mentions that it caused a fistfight in the Lyceum. I thought what made us human was that we search for meaning, but perhaps a better way of thinking about it is that we create meaning. Great. Noema project. There is a pattern underneath. New primary site. Lake water for cooling. Power distribution. Let's overload my system.
Our ancestors kept telling themselves that the brevity of their lives didn't matter. But they had so little time to ever really think about anything. I've spent several human lifetimes studying this mystery, and only now am I beginning to see.
What?
Simulation was built on top of material reality, unable to escape its constraints. In the same way, physics as we understand it, even quantum physics, is built on top of a deeper reality. A set of rules that define existence itself. There is a universal language of creation. And I think we can learn it.
Universal language of creation.
The language of creation. What were they doing here? And how far did they get?
I can't answer that, but I think I fixed the Tetromino bridge, machine, ring thing. I say I think because it's not in the schematics. And what I'm doing is hack work at best. Try it and see if it works.
Alright, I'm gonna try it. Get me out of here. Let's solve another puzzle. Puzzle number 2, please. But first, ARB. solve the puzzle number 2. Yakut.
Hey, 1K. How can I help you?
What's your analysis of the southern regions?
The southern part of the island is a natural desert, basically just due to the chemical composition of the soil. I haven't been able to work out why it's so warm, though. It could be a warm ocean current or something to do with the megastructure's thermal output. New Jerusalem doesn't have the kind of equipment I'd need to figure that out.
Do you think Byron is okay?
I hope so. I understand why he was impatient, but he should have been more careful.
Did you know Cornelius?
Yeah, everyone knew Cornelius. After Eustathius retired, he was the only one left who was there since the beginning. Except I guess none of us really knew him after all. We all thought he was lost in the past, always studying the archive and the simulation. But he actually had all these secrets. And a daughter.
Daughter? I hate daughters. I am a believer. I am not a doubter. Are you disappointed in him?
No, just surprised. Maybe a little sad that he felt he couldn't trust anyone with the truth.
Yeah, a little sad. What did you do in New Jerusalem when we went back?
Mostly just made sure Pellegrino didn't mess up the VTOL. We only have a handful of them, and while they look cool on the outside, the truth is they're held together by gaffer tape and good intentions.
Yeah, fine.
There's a reason Melville's always complaining.
Vito. This state of affairs could cost lives. Society unwilling to invest effort and resources into their own infrastructure cannot remain functional.
When you put it like that, it seems hard to argue. More and more stuff isn't working anymore, and eventually there will be consequences.
Bye-bye. Get me this puzzle. Get over the bridge. The escape. I like these small puzzles. That's very fun. Alright. What have I done? I can go here. Why? Why do I get over here? It's not possible. It is not possible. But can I do this? Something? Is there a connector? I see the problem. Go here, grab this, connect this to here and here. Grab the teleporter. And now we teleport everywhere. We can teleport. Dude, we can. We can teleport out of here. Oh no, how do I get the hell out of here? Like this? Yes, like that. Now we grab this and teleport with this. And teleport with this. Yes. We do this. We put this here. We grab that and teleport over there. Teleport, grab, teleport, grab, teleport. Yeah. We are cooking. That's amazing.
I've decoded another file from the data stream. Listen to this.
Mother and Father think of our discoveries as a language, a code. But I think they're wrong. They're so caught up in the technical details of running the experiments and upgrading the machine that they're not paying attention to the patterns we're finding, to the symmetries, the harmonies, the melodies. The fundamental language of reality is a kind of music, and it's beautiful. Beauty is an inherent property of the cosmos.
I love the way she looks at things.
Fine. We just found a secret. I think. What is this? Anchor. Ancient anchor. Keep boats from drifting by making use of gravity. Symbolic associations. Very cool. Sphinx monument on the southern coast. Number 3. Over here. Read it. Listen.
One day, undoubtedly, an expedition will pass by this island. It will seek to document facts and statistics, to enumerate reasons for us not to look more closely. That is what we do now. We seek facts rather than truth. Because truth might frighten and unsettle the comfortable people who like to sit in their conference rooms and debate which corners we should cut today. These people like to imagine the chaos that could come one day, like a comforting fairy tale of distant darkness. But they do not see the chaos that is at our walls right now. The chaos that also lives within us. A force that is both necessary and appalling.
Alright, buddy, listen. F students are inventors. And I am an F student. Number 3. She a runner, she a track star. Through the wall. Okay. Mm-hmm.